Yes, good morning, all of you.
Morning, Sumi.
Good morning. Good morning, Ruchi. Good morning, all of you participants. Am I audible? Can you see me? Can you see the screen? Can I get a quick yes or no in the chat box? Yes, Sindhu, good morning. Yes, yes, good morning, all of you. In a rainy day, a very pleasant climate, I'm meeting all of you. I'm very pleased to see all of you. Yes, everybody is very looking fresh and chatting in the box. Very nice to see. Oh, Mega Deepa. Oh, okay. All our alumni are joining the session. I'm very happy to see all of you. Ashok sir, Mega Deepa. Yeah. I guys, I can notice all of you. Okay. But thank you so much taking your precious time and joining here. Yes. So how many of you know web scraping? Can I get quick yes or no in the chat box? How many of you know about web scraping? Do you know about this? Have you heard about this? Yes, Sindhuja, no. Okay. Ashok sir, you must be knowing. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. So, yes. Here we will teach you today what is a web scraping and how you can do with this Python, using Python. Okay. So can I get quickly some response? How many of you working professional? How many of you students, job seeker? Quickly W or S or J in the chat box. I am very curious. I would like to know. Yes, job seeker, working. Yes. Very good response, participants. Thank you so much. Please, what about others? How many of you working professional? How many of you students or job seekers, freshers? Very good. Yes, quite good information. Very good interactive from participants. Yes, Shashank. Yes. Very good to know. It's a, what is that? Mixed audience we have got. Yes, quickly I will start the session. We will start on time and we will finish on time because everybody's time is very precious. Yes, welcome to Skill Technica, 3 Digibyte on web scraping using Python. So before going for the session, quickly I will give the introduction about, because you must have heard this name, you may be wondering who we are. Okay, so we are the futuristic skill development platform. Nothing but we are going to develop the skill of whoever enrolled with us. We are doing the futuristic trainings, technological trainings, what is happening in the industry. So we are focusing on those technologies and we are upskilling or skilling particular participants or learners who enroll with us. So not only the skill training, so skill training, nothing but along with the skill training, we have to give the industrial exposure, because many of you join for the what is that, enrolling in any job or upskilling. So what is happening in the industry is very important. So along with the training, we will give the industrial exposure, internships, placements are we are assisting. We are developing the products. We do IoT course also where we develop the products also. Project support, yes, we are supporting for industry also, and for the final year students or whoever is interested in doing project, we are doing the project support. We always encourage entrepreneurs also. So this is what all more details you can go to www.skilltechnica.com for more information. So wondering about what are all the futuristic technology you are training. Here I have listed down that starting from IoT, AI, machine learning, deep learning, data science, web full stack, Python full stack. So that's why you are here. Cloud, ethical hacking, everything. So all the latest technological training, we will do a survey of what is happening in the industry, and we will schedule the training so that everybody is in the trend of the technology. Okay, so I will hear, you can ask, there are n number of training partners are there. So why I should choose Skill Technica? Yes, the first thing is we never compromise on the quality of the training. Whatever may be something else or this and that, we never compromise on the quality of the training. And we are very much particular about the trainers, because he is going to skill you. They are really working in the industry so that you are getting the industry exposure. So that is our main motto of this training. So that's what always we encourage industry-based trainers for your training. Okay, and the curriculum, everything is industry-based designed. So you no need to worry about the training. When you enroll with us, you are end-to-end satisfied. So why we are talking about Python so much now? So here I have given one, what is that chart here. You can see every other technology is associated with Python. Seeing starting from data science, AML, even IoT, cloud. So all these technology now associated with Python. So the need of the hour is Python. So if you learn Python, you can upgrade to any of the technology. That's what we are very much focusing on, the Python technology now. So here I would like to say, we not only train students or job seekers or working professional, we are doing corporate trainings also, where multiple, what is that, MNC people also trained with us. And these are all our learners. We've done Government of India programs also, and we are running also. These are our prominent recruiters. As I said, we are doing placement assistantship also. You can see there are 370 plus recruiting partners we have already tied up. Particularly for this Python technology, we have n number of openings. Python developers are the most wanted in the industry now. So these all are the companies already. We have n number of openings. That's why I'm just portraying here. All other, these are the few companies I have portrayed. We have 370 plus company, and most of the companies, the requirement is Python knowledge. Yes, we are here to know about web scraping using Python, which is part of Python full stack course. Okay, what is a Python full stack course? What we will be learning? What is the technology? So you must be knowing about Python, advanced Python, or different terminologies in Python. So what is a Python full stack? What and all it is associated with that? So everything will be talking about this course. We are starting from September 4th, this course. So what and all the benefits I can get it in this course? Yes, 100% assured placement. Free soft skills we are training, because many job seekers lacking in attending the interviews and clearing the aptitude test for freshers. So all these soft skills freely we are giving. And complementary course of AI. We are running the AI course. When you enroll with this course, you will be complemented with the AI course also. And we are coming up with the regional languages. So because many of are very comfortable in learning in the regional language. So we are Hindi and English and Tamil. So according to your convenience, you can choose the platform or the regional, the language, training. Okay, so with this introduction, I would quickly give it to today's our trainer, Mr. Sriram, who is working in top MNC company as a data scientist, as a Python developer, and he's a very senior person. With this introduction, I will give it to him so that he will teach you what is web scraping using Python, how you can do it. So the purpose is when you come here, you learn something and go. That's what we are particular about, one topic, so that you come and learn. When you are spending some time, you are learning also. Okay. Yes, good to go. Shall we start, participants? Can I get quick as? Yes. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the session, some more exciting offers and news are there from our side, from Skill Technica. Please wait till the end of the session. There are exciting things we will be delivering at the end of the session. Yes, sir. It's over to you, Mr. Sriram.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the brief introduction about full stack and then about web scraping. Thank you for that. So let me start the presentation. I believe ma'am had given enough intro about me as well. So having said all these things, so we can move on directly to the topic rather than spending time on my intro, which is already being delivered. Okay, so I believe the screen is visible to everyone. So anyone, could you please let me know? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, thanks for the response. So here I'll be telling you first what will be the agenda that we are going to discuss. So it is going to be focused towards web scraping. But before moving to web scraping, we will just get to know a few details about Python, which will be just 3 or 4 slides related to Python and full stack. Then after that, other slides and other demos will be concentrated towards your web scraping. So this is how it is going to be for next few minutes. So first we will start with intro to Python, then why we need Python. Then we will discuss on what is full stack. Then after that, we will move on to our topic, web scraping. So this will be the fourfold agendas that we are going to discuss in next half an hour or 45 minutes. Okay. So first, intro to Python. So obviously many of you will be already aware of what is Python and how it is working, all those things you might be knowing. And as ma'am told, many of you are repeated participants for these webinars are so and so. So you might be already hearing from me if you have attended the previous webinar related to full stack. So I don't want to just push all those things that you already know. So I'm just going to keep it crisp with regards to Python intro. Okay. So our focus will be entirely towards web scraping only. So to give you a basic overview, Python was developed in the year 1990s by Guido van Rossum. And here, many people who are freshers or who want to switch their domain from one, like let's say from mainframe to developing or from testing to developing, they preferably go with Python programming because Python is used in all domains. You take it web page development or game development or app development. You can consider anything. Python is used there. Even for testing, you have Python that can be used. Okay. So these are few things about Python and why people preferably go with Python. So some of you, if you had already have the knowledge of other programming languages like Java, for example, we can consider. You might be knowing the syntax of Java, how difficult it is. You will have curly brackets, then you will have semicolons. You miss one semicolon, you end up getting multiple lines of errors. So those things can be avoided if you are using your Python. The syntax of Python will be much easier for anyone to cope up with. So having said this, I have multiple programming languages, right? Why I need to preferably go with Python? This many people might be asking, right? I have Java, which is widely used. So even you can consider more than Python, Java is used. But there are certain limitations of your Java. It cannot be used for advanced things like artificial intelligence, deep learning, as Sumi ma'am was saying. So here, those things can also be performed using your Python in ease. Okay, so here are a few points that I have listed out why we need to preferably go with Python. So one is easy to learn and use. As I have mentioned in the previous slide, people who are switching from domains or who are freshers or who want to enter into programming, so Python will be their first choice programming language. Then the second point is mature and supportive Python community. So here community is nothing but, let's suppose you are working on Python programming, and if you have any issues, you are facing some errors, you need someone to guide you on that, right? So obviously you will be getting in touch with your colleagues and your friends, but how long you can depend on them? So what you will do, you will copy paste your errors in Google and you will be getting some solutions, right? So this is where Python community come into picture. So you copy paste your error response and you are getting some solutions, right? So here someone might have already encountered that error. They'll be giving you the solution for that error. So you can just relate to your situation and you can rectify the error. And if you are lucky, even you can get the same code that you are looking for. You can just copy paste it. If you are a developer or if you are a person who is into IT, then definitely you would have heard about Stack Overflow, right? So Stack Overflow is one of the sites that provides solution to your errors with regards to your programming languages, not only specific to Python, but also for other programming languages as well. Next, support from renowned corporate sponsors. So here, if you could check on the next point, it is open source, right? So open source in the sense, anyone can download and use it for free of cost. If it is for free, someone has to support them to develop it, right? So if Python is free, so people are working to develop Python programming. So someone has to support them. This is where your corporate sponsors come into picture. Suppose, let's say you want to start your own business. So you will require some support, right? Either be it from bank or from third-party investors. You require some support. You require some sponsors. Only then you will be able to start your business. If at all you are well-to-do, then you will start on your own. But considering the greater part of population, definitely they require some support, right? So likewise here also, Python and even other programming languages are backed up by corporates. So they sponsor, and obviously they are going to be benefited the most, right? So you can consider companies like Google, Amazon, Flipkart, Facebook, they use Python for their analysis purpose. So they are going to be benefited the most. So they don't mind sponsoring these programming languages. And next is cross-platform. Cross-platform is nothing but I'm using my Windows system. My operating system is Windows. Someone might be using Mac, iPhone, iProducts, and someone might be using Linux, Unix, Ubuntu. There are different operating systems that are available, right? So here Python is available across platforms. You have various operating systems. For those operating systems, various versions of Python are available. So you need not worry whether what operating system you are using. Python is available for that operating system. Next comes your data analysis. Data analysis is nothing but it is just the term by which you can easily understand data and analysis. So you are going to analyze your data. So Python is also used in the field of analytics, the more. Analytics in the sense, as you are seeing on that pie chart, the separations were shown, right? So AIML, data science, IoT. So here, this deep learning, data science, artificial intelligence, all those what we call as analytics. So analytics is nothing but we are analyzing our data. Okay, so those sorts of analysis can also be performed using your Python. So having said all about Python, we will just move on to your full stack. Okay, so here I'll be keeping 2 slides for full stack, and the remaining slides will be related to your web scraping. And what we can do is I can take up questions as well parallelly. So what we can do is we will complete this full stack and we will just look into few details of web scraping. Then I will leave the forum to you for Q&A sessions, because it is just going to be an interactive session where you can ask your questions and the questions will be also answered. Okay, it is just not from a one-sided conversation. It is going to be an interactive session. So as and when you get doubts, you can feel free to post it in the chat box. I'd be happy to address them as well. So this is just a disclaimer as we move forward. And many of you might be wondering, what is this full stack developer or full stack web development? So I have heard about developers. So developers are people who work on code. What is this full stack? Okay, so we can consider an example with your cricket. So in cricket, you might be seeing people who are all-rounders, right? So all-rounders are nothing but they are good at batting, they are good at bowling, right? So all-rounders are like they know things with regards to cricket. So they can do anything, right? So likewise, a full stack developer are people who can work on front end and back end. Okay, so I have told you what is full stack developer, and again I'm bringing 2 other new jargons, front end, back end. So what are all those things? So to explain you what is front end and back end, you can look into the third point. It has 2 subpoints. First one, giving you a clarity on front end developers. So front end developers are nothing but you go to your Google page, you see the search bar, everything present, right? So that is your user interface. So you are looking at that page, right? So people who develop that are what we call as front-end developers. So what you see on your screen is front end. So front-end developers are people who are going to work on that. Next, we have back-end developers. So back-end developers are nothing but you type something, there will be some operation that will be taking place and you will be getting to go to a new web pages, right? So some operation is taking place behind which you will not be able to see. So your back-end developers are people who work on the hidden part of the website. Hidden part in the sense it is not going to be something anonymous. So to the user, it is going to be anonymous, but there will be some logical operations that will be taking place in the backend, only because of which you will be getting some responses. So, right. So they will be working on the backend operations like connecting to a database, then performing some logical operations. So all those things will be done in the backend. So if you want to be a full stack developer, you need to have a good knowledge on both front-end technologies as well as backend technologies. So here, Skill Technica equips you with both front-end as well backend technology. So if you consider many other institutes, so where they will be concentrating only on generic term Python developer. So Python developer is a restricted topic. You will learn only basics of your Python. But whereas full stack developer with Python is an advanced concept where you will be learning many technologies. You will not be restricted to only Python. You will learn other technologies as well here. Okay, like HTML, CSS, all those things. So there is a difference between a course that is named as Python and full stack with Python. So there is a difference. Okay. And having said all these things, we have different frameworks in Python that helps you in performing your web page development. For example, frameworks like Django and Flask helps you in performing your web page development. So anyways, we are not going to go and discuss what is this web page, what is this Django, because that is not the objective of the day. So obviously you will be having other occurrence of sessions which will be discussing on that. So here the topic for the day is web scraping. So just one more slide, how to become a full stack developer. So it is nothing but first master the fundamentals. Fundamentals lay a foundation, right? So no matter what you are learning, so if you want to get good at math, you have to start with your numbers first. So numbers are the fundamentals of your mathematics, right? So here for Python, there are few fundamentals like basic programming knowledge, which you need to have with regards to Python. You need to have the fundamentals strong. Then second one is how to develop a web page. So once the fundamentals are strong, moving forward will be very easy. Then third one is after you go through the first and second step, you master those two things, then you can start to work on some real world projects. So where this course will not only be just teaching, it will also be hands-on experience, and also you will be given some real world projects to work on, which makes you industry ready. Next, the fourth point, I usually prefer this point, which is teach programming and help others. So help others, you can keep it apart. Teach programming. So whatever you know, if you teach to someone, your knowledge gets improved. So they might be asking a question which you may not be knowing. So you will start to explore on that question. So you learn something new. Okay. It is not like everyone knows everything, right? So based on other people's question, we tend to learn, right? So that also will be helpful. If you want, you can skip the fourth point, but I usually prefer the fourth. And fifth one is once you have mastered the first 3 points, so you are ready with your fundamentals, you know how to develop a web page, and you have your hands-on experience by creating real-world projects, so you can start applying to your job of full stack developer. Okay, so this is all about an intro to your Python and full stack development. So with no further delay, we will move on to web scraping. Okay, so as you can see, next few slides are going to be related to web scraping. Then I will show you with Python code how web scraping can be done. Okay, so we will just complete 2-3 slides. Then I will be answering to the questions if there are any in the chat box. Okay, so first, many of us may not be knowing what is web scraping. So I'll give you a simplified example. If you could read this bullet points, it is easy understandable points. So first thing is, let's suppose you want to gather some data, and the data is available on some website. So what you can do, you can either go to the website and you can copy paste it manually, or you can write a code to perform that action. Okay, so taking a data from website either manually or through your code. Two ways are there, right? So here web scraping is nothing but the later part will be followed, which will be using your code to gather your data. So rather than going to the website and copy pasting it manually, manual efforts will be time consuming, right? What if I have multiple next tab? I have 100 next tabs. You cannot go to tab 1, copy the data, then tab 2, copy the data. Instead, what you can do is write a code, perform that using your automation. So you can write your own script to go to that site and you can web scrap the data from there. So obviously I'll be showing you with one simple website how we can web scrap the data from there. And the next point is web scraping will gather the details from that website the same way as humans do it. But here what happens is if we are having multiple tabs, then web scraping will be beneficial one rather than humans going to each and every page copy pasting the data. And you might ask, why do I need the data from the website, right? Suppose for example, many of you would have known about Yellow Page, right? It will be having the details of the numbers of your locality. It will be having those details, right? So it is like a directory where you have contact details. So have anyone heard about Yellow Pages being used in recent days? What they do go to Google, give that company name, look for the contact number, right? So hope you would have heard about a site called as Just Dial, which has multiple mobile numbers, addresses of companies, right? So you want to gather those details from that site. Can you do it manually? Because they have millions of users contact details. It is not practically possible for you to copy paste. So this is where web scraping come into picture. Write a code, perform the automation, it is done. So you will be able to copy paste the data in few minutes, or depending on the size, it might take few hours as well. And you can see it is used for getting some relevant data from the website. And here, as we know, each website's interface looks different, right? You may not be looking into a website interface which is similar to the other. Okay, there are certain copyrights issue which you might be aware of. So here what happens is your web scraping code will be customizable to each and every website because the structure of the website vary, so does your code. So it is for specific websites. Okay, and I have given you a small example here. Okay, so as I told you, for full stack developers, you need to have knowledge on your HTML, CSS, which are website creating tools. You can see HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are used for creating your websites. So here, obviously, I'm not going to go in detail of those things. So that will be covered in later part. So as you can see at the bottom left-hand side, there is a code that is developed using your HTML or CSS, anything, be it anything. Okay, we have written few lines. And you can see the main data that I want is my first heading and my first paragraph. You can see right side, that is the detail that I want. But where it is present, my first heading is present inside H1. You can see that tag where it is enclosed. Inside your H1 tag, it is enclosed. So H1 means heading. Then my first paragraph is enclosed inside P. P means paragraph. So those are what we call as tags. So first you have to understand where the expected data is present, and you will be able to get the details of it. So whatever I have told you now will be present here. We can see the first heading is contained between H1 tags. So H1 tag you can see here. Inside your H1 you have your my first heading. So H1 is a tag. Okay, so H represents header. Next, after that, my first paragraph is contained between P tags. So P means paragraph. So first, on a real website, you have to understand where your required data is, which tag is having that data. Then you have to write your code accordingly to perform the operation. So having said, this is about your web scraping. Okay, so I believe I have taken quite few minutes. So now the forum is for you. If you have any questions, you can let me know. So with regards to the discussed points, if at all any queries, I'd be happy to address it.
Yes, participants, whatever presentation is done, you can ask queries. Following this, he will go for demo. So shall we go for demo? If you don't have any queries, we will move on to demo.
Okay, so I see some responses in the chat box. saying
Yeah.
yes.
Shall we go for demo or you have any queries?
Is
Yes,
it
I think-
legal? Yes, that is one of the valid questions, Rahul. Is it legal? So here what happens is, as of now, we do not have any steady law stating that we should not web scrap any website. Okay. So here what happens is, suppose for example, since it is like a very pertinent question with regards to the topic, many of you might be having this as well. So hope I will give you a scenario here, okay, which you can better relate to. So we can take a few minutes in understanding that. So here what happens is, you might have seen collecting data from Twitter, collecting data from Facebook, all those things are there, right? So what happens is, they will be providing you an API key for it, okay? So API key will be provided based on which you will be collecting the data, okay? So there are few restrictions that will be placed, okay? So there is something called as robot.txt file. In that, the company or that website will be stating whether they allow scrollers or not. So scrollers are nothing but people who go to that website and scroll the data. Okay, they are called as scrollers. So they will be defining clearly whether scrollers are allowed or not. As of now, we do not have any legal talk about this. So the website decides whether they allow scrollers or not. Okay, hope that answers your question. So any other, you can let me know.
There are some queries in the chat box. So shall we answer after the demo, Sriram?
Yeah, give me a moment. Implementation in Python in web. So I'm not sure whether that is a question or it's an answer. Implementation in py.web. I'm not sure what it is you are asking for. So next is Python preferred over Java in MNC. So to answer your question, Karthik, so as I have shown you few details, and Java, it will not be widely used for every other analytical purposes. So here, comparing Java and Python, as I mentioned earlier, though Java tops the chart, but Python is steadily catching up with Java, and in near future, Python will be one of the widely used programming languages. Hope that answers your question. So next question is, if the data from different sources are in different format, can we take the data in store in our web page in similar format? So here it is not about storing your data in your web page. So understand that we are not collecting your data to store it in your web page. We are collecting the data for analysis purpose. So as I was mentioning one point regards to copyright, you cannot copy their data and put it in your website. So what you can do is, you can take it for your analysis purpose. Okay. So next question from Karthi is, if I want to develop mobile apps, which language I should learn? So here, Karthi, to answer your question, it is again very pertinent question. So to answer that, it entirely depends on your requirements and the client's requirements. So you can learn Java, you can learn C#. So those things are widely used for your mobile app developments or even for gaming. So C++, those things are used. And again, it entirely depends on the client's requirement here. Okay, so we will not be deciding on which programming language to use. It is a question that will be answered by the client. And if you want to develop your own mobile applications, you can very well use Java for your mobile application development. Okay, so I hope questions in the chat box are addressed. So with no further delay.
There is one more question, Sriram. Sorry to interrupt you. What is the relation between Python and web design?
Which one? What is, I don't see that question. I know about HTML and CSS, but I don't know about
Nayan Zanwar, what is relation between Python and web design? We can answer it.
Okay, so it is Python and web design. So it is like, it is the relationship between your Python and web design is nothing but, I think web design in the sense you are talking about web development or web page development is what you are referring to web design, I believe. So using your Python you will be able to design your website. So it is a tool. You can consider Python as a tool to prepare your web pages. So suppose to show you, so here you can see, if I go to a new tab, if I give Google search, you can see these are the interface that I'm having, right? So if you want to develop a web page, okay, so as I was mentioning, you have certain frameworks in Python like Django and Flask, which helps you in your web page development. So the relationship between your Python and web design is that Python facilitates you to perform your web pages. Okay, so hope that answers your question as well. So having said that, I will move on to the implementation part. So where we will be using, so sir, can't we develop apps using Python? So I will answer this final question as of now, then we can move on to the next. Yes, as I was saying, you can make use of Python for your app development as well. Okay, fine. So the next part will be your web scraping implementation. So here I'm using a particular page. So here you can see we call this as Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So you want to type your code, right? So for that, I'm using a particular application called as Jupyter Notebook, which will be widely used in industry as well for performing your Python coding. That is, suppose let's say you want to prepare a document, you will go to MS Word. You want to prepare a table, you go to MS Excel. You want to make a presentation, you will go to Microsoft PowerPoint. So here, for different requirement of yours, you have different applications, right? Likewise, here our objective is to code, which is specific to Python. So I need a platform where I can type my code. So this is where your Jupyter Notebook come into picture. So we call this as IDE. It is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so you have many IDEs that are present, but here we are specifically going to concentrate on Jupyter Notebook, which is one of the platforms that is used for your coding of Python. So as I was giving you basic overview, why we need web scraping, what is web scraping, I have already shown you in the slides. Okay, the same is present here. Anyways, you can see why we need web scraping. If you want to get larger information of data or collection of data from website, you will be using it. Next, what are all the details that I can collect from the website? So for example, you can take Just Dial, from where you can collect the contact details and mail IDs. So now you can see marketing is mostly done using digital way also. Rather than meeting in person, they are doing digital marketing as well, where they roll out mails, where they call the person over the phone. So those things are also being done, right? So you might also be getting many mails in your chat box, right? So what happens there? How you are getting those mails? So you might be registering your mail ID to some of the websites from where they will take your details. Okay, so again, this question will be whether it is legal or illegal. So some are legal and some people do it in like hidden way as well. So it entirely depends. Okay. So next is social media scrapping. Social media scrapping, as I gave you an example of Facebook and Twitter. So you can even collect data from Facebook and Twitter, provided you have a proper API key. Then people mostly collect data for performing their research and analysis purpose. So they collect data, they do some statistical analysis. Next, after that, job listing. So this one will be very useful for you if you learn your web scraping. Suppose you would have heard about sites like Naukri, Monster, all those sites, right? Where you will have millions of job openings, but not related to yours, to be specific. There might be other job posting as well, right? But if you want to collect all the job postings that are related to your requirement, you can automate your code in such a way that you can web scroll your Naukri, Monster, or any other web portal, and you can collect your details. Okay. Next, after that, what is web scraping? This image suffice. What is web scraping? You can see you have a web page, you are writing your code, and you are collecting the data from there. You can see that arrow mark, the part where it goes, web page, web scraping, and you have your data. Okay. And here are few libraries that are available in Python that helps us in getting your data from the websites. Okay. So what are libraries, you might ask? Here, for performing and connecting to a web page. Okay. So you have to have some functionalities that enable us, right? So to give you a simple overview of what is a function, in your Excel, if you want to convert your name into uppercase, what you will do, you will use equal to upper, right? So this function enables you to convert your name into uppercase. So likewise in Python, you have different libraries that helps us for different purposes. So here we are concentrating on web page development and we are concentrating on your web scraping, right? So for your web page development and web scraping, for each of your requirements, there are certain libraries that are available in Python that helps you in performing the activity. So here what happens, what are all those libraries and what are all the steps that we will be discussing. So first thing is which URL you want to web scrap, that you have to check. Next, you have to inspect the page. Inspect the page is nothing but I have told you under which tag your data is present, whether it is present in H tag or P tag. There are multiple other things which we will be discussing now. Next, after that, find the data that you want to extract. Next, you have to write the code for that. Next, you have to execute the code and extract the data from there, and you can save it in some place. So this is what we are going to follow. So no matter what web scraping it is, this will be your format. These 6 steps will be followed. Next, as I was saying, there are many libraries for performing your web scraping. So here you can see you have something called as Selenium. Next, you have something called as Beautiful Soup. So these 2 libraries are widely used for cleaning your data after you get it from the website. And after that, we have something called as Pandas, which is widely used for your data analysis purpose. Okay. So here I will show you by web scrolling a website. So I will just show you what are all the details that are present in that website. So as you can see here, this is the website that we are going to scroll. It is a simple website. We will understand it with simple parts. Then once you take up the course, we will be discussing on multiple other websites as well, real-time websites, how they scroll data. Okay, so here you can see on top, we have something called as, here are 3 big cities. Then you have the city name and a small description about that city. So these are the data that we are having, right? So I have the website detail now, that is the link. I have to establish the connection here. Don't worry, I'm not going to be too technical here. Okay. So I'll just tell you what that line of code is going to do. I'm not going to explain that code word by word because I can understand fundamental of Python is required for understanding this. The objective here is to show you how we are connecting to the website and getting the data using Python. Okay. So you can understand the code later part in time once you join the course. But here, just we are showing you the possibility that it can be done. Okay. So first you have to import the necessary packages or libraries that I told you. So here, in order to establish connection to that website, we are importing a package called as request. And once you get the data from that website, you have to clean the data. For that, I'm having Beautiful Soup. Okay, these 2 packages are used. Next, after that, you can see I'm trying to establish connection to that web page. I'm giving the link details. Then one main thing you need to note here with regards to programming is we have something called as 200 response. So 200 response is nothing but the establishment to that page is successful. That is what we call as 200 response. That is, once you make a transaction of, let's say from one account to another account, you are making an amount transaction. What you will get is transaction successful. You will get a message, right? It means that the amount is sent to the other person successfully. So here, if you are getting 200 response, it means that you have successfully established connection to that web page. Okay. Next, here, these are the contents that are present in that web page. So if you see, it is in a very clumsy manner, but you can see here are 3 big cities. So you can see that is present here, right? Next, after that, oh, sorry, I have closed that page. So here are 3 big cities you have. You can see that is present here. Next, you have London and the description about London. Next, you have the another city, which is Paris, and you have the description of Paris here. Next, you have Japan and the description of Japan here. So whatever details that are present in this web page, I have just reached that website and I have taken those details. But here it is not in a readable format, right? If you could see, it is not in a readable format. So how can I make it to a readable format? So here we have something called as Beautiful Soup. As I told you, it is used for making your data prettier after taking it from that website. So here you are calling Beautiful Soup and you are passing the data here. And what happens is, how clumsy the data is here. You can see how clumsy it is. And next what happens is if I pass it to my beautiful soup, it will become in the format like this, where it is somewhat okay for me to read. So considering this format and this format, it is somewhat in a readable way. So you can see now, where is this? Here are three big cities present. It is present inside H1, as I was showing you, H1, P1, all those things, right? So you can see under H1, you have this detail present. H1 is header. Next, after that, H2, this is second header, where you have London, and you have a paragraph on London as well. So you can see you have header 1, then header 2, then paragraph. So all these things are present inside something called as DIV. We call it as division. Division is nothing but it is separating one city detail from another city detail. So division is nothing but, let's suppose I have A here. Okay. Next I have B. Next I have C. You can consider each as a city. So this city has one detail. You are separating them. This is what we call as division. So one is separated from the other, right? So you can see you have DIV. So this DIV is nothing but under this DIV, you have one city detail. Okay. So you have DIV tag, you have header tag, you have paragraph tag. Okay. So as of now, we will understand all these things and how we can web scrap the data. So under DIV tag only, you have all the city details, right? So first city detail is present in DIV tag. You can see DIV, the class is city, and first city you have is London. So under DIV tag only, you have all the city. You can see this is first city detail. Under second div tag, you have the second city detail. Under third DIV tag, you have third city detail. So if I give find all DIV, it will take the divisions that are present. And if you want to specifically look into the headers, you can see I have given find all H2. So you can see in H2, you have your London, Paris, Tokyo. Next, after that, if you want to find the paragraphs, so you can see here, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. So I had my data in a very clumsy manner, where I had my division tags, header tags, and my paragraph tags, and I can separate them and I can take the data as well. Okay. And here you can even perform it using your looping techniques as well. You can see whatever details I have in my div tag, I'm saving it to a variable called as all data. So I'm saving the data to a variable. Next, what I'm doing is I can perform the operations. So I want only the first city, which is London. So you can give 0, which will fetch me the London alone. So you can perform all those operations. So in this, I want only the London name alone. So what you can do, you can take London alone and you can give the text of it. So you can see each stage, the data is getting shrink. So here you have a square bracket inside which you have. In the next step, the square bracket is gone. And here you can see this header tags also gone here. You have only London. So if you have your data, you can filter it and bring it to the required format of yours as well. And I do not want to do it separately. In your Python, you have provisions to take all your headers at a time. As you can see, I have taken all the headers here. And also, you have provision to take all the paragraph at a stretch as well. So this is how you will be performing your operations. Okay. So I believe this seemed to be very easier, right? So only thing that is difficult is each web page is different. So you have to write a separate code for each and every website. And I will show you with another one web page as well, where I'll be showing you some advanced stuff. So here I'm just showing you how I'm collecting the data from that website, right? Next thing is I'm going to show you how you can collect the data and how you can save it to a file. Okay. So here it is not about only collecting the data, right? You have to save it somewhere. So I'm going to show you that as well. So here what I will be doing is I'm importing required packages here. You need not worry why multiple packages are here. Okay. So for this code, these many packages are required. And as I told you earlier, for each site, there will be an API key, right? So for this particular site, you have an API key. Only if you give this API key, you will be allowed to get the data from there. So hope this answers the question, whether it is legal. So you will have some API keys for many websites. So they will be providing you with that authentication. It is nothing but if you want to take amount from your bank accounts. You will go to ATM, you will give your 4-digit PIN, right? That 4-digit PIN is your authentication, saying that it is you who is taking the amount. So here the API key is an authentication given by that particular website to take data from there. Okay. So here some sites, they give this API key, which is a legal way of taking data from their site. So what I'm going to do is, this is the website from where I'm getting the data. I'm using my request library to connect to that particular site. And here, what is the objective is, this data site will have weather details. Okay, I'll give you a scenario. This site will have weather data. Suppose, for example, let's say we are in India. In India, you have different states, then you have different cities, right? So suppose let's take a particular city, which is Mumbai. So in Mumbai, what is the temperature at this particular time? I want to check. So this is what weather data is all about. So we can connect to some weather sites and you can get the weather data as well. That is what we are going to do now. And I'm going to write a code for that. Okay. So from that site, I'm going to take the time. You can see I'm taking the time. Next, I'm taking the temperature. What is the current temperature? Next, what is the humidity? So I need these 3 details. So I'm taking that. So after collecting these details, I'm saving it in a file. You can see I'm creating a text file here and I'm writing whatever details I get. So as I told you earlier, web scraping is not only about just collecting the data. You have to store it somewhere for your analysis purpose, right? So I'm trying to save it to a text file as well. And you can see lastly, I have given time.sleep. So what is this time.sleep? So time.sleep is nothing but I want to hit this site every 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in the sense, per minute you have 60 seconds. So 60 into 5 is 300, right? So here I'm giving it in seconds. So it means that 5 minutes, every 5 minutes, I want to hit that site and I want to fetch the data. Okay, so 5 minutes it will sleep. And after that, again, the process will continue. Okay, so now what happens? I will summarize. So what we are doing, we are reaching this website. We are collecting the date and time. We are collecting the temperature. We are collecting the humidity. So this collected data are saved in a file. And when we are getting the data, every 5 minutes interval, I'm hitting that site and I'm going to get the data. So this is the overall summary of that code. Okay. So now when I go and execute this, okay. So what happens, you can see now this particular timing is captured here. Okay. So next 5th minute, you will get your next data here. Okay. If you want, you can reduce the time also. If you want only 60 seconds, you can very well do that as well. Okay. So if you want me to show you for a reduced timing as well, I can show you. So what we can do is I'm just stopping this code. Okay. So I will just stop this code. We can reduce the time so that you can see the multiple occurrences of this as well. Okay. I will just restart. Give me a moment. So you can see for lesser time frame also, you can see multiple other occurrences. So give me a moment. It will take a second or few to get it restarted. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just import the packages that are required. Here I will give it as 5 seconds. Okay, 5 means 5 seconds. So 5 seconds I'm giving. Okay. So what happens, every 5 seconds, it will reach that site and it will fetch the data. And here what it is going to do is it is going to save it to a file also. Okay. So here you can see earlier we have created a file, text file, right? You can see the data that we have collected earlier is saved here. So what I will do is I will just delete this particular file. Okay, so the file will be recreated. You need not worry. The file will be recreated. The code is written in such a way that the file will be recreated. So now what I will do, I will execute this code. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every 5 seconds, you will get the data. You can see second data is coming here. Next 5th second, you will get the data. So you can see the data are taken in every 5 seconds interval. Okay. And if you go to the file, you can see the file is created. And if you look, the data is saved to this file. Okay. So I believe you now have a understanding on how it is done, right? So this is how we perform web scraping. So I have shown you with 2 examples. So I believe this somewhat gives you an understanding on web scraping. Okay, so there are many things that can be done, but having said, it is just a demo session. So we are just looking into basic concepts of your web scraping, and that's all about it. So if you have any questions, I see a question. What is the return type of find all? So the return type is a list format. So as you have mentioned, is it a list you have asked? Yes, it is a list. So as you can see from here, I will just show you. As you can see, it will be find all you have given. It is in the form of a list. Okay, hope that answers your question. So next question from Logul is, I worked in sentiment analysis, will this help? Definitely. Hope if you are into sentiment analysis, you would have heard about Twitter sentiment analysis. So Twitter sentiment analysis is nothing but fetching your data from Twitter, for which you will be using your web scraping to scrap your data from Twitter. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Yes, right, it looks the same because web scraping is same for all domains. So no matter you are working related to what, if you want to take data from any place which is online, you can make use of your web scraping. Fine, so I hope all the questions in the chat box are addressed. If any further, let me know.
Yes, Sriram, it was a very good session. Even I learned how to do this web scraping. Hope everyone learned web scraping. Can I get quick yes or no in the chat section? Yes, there is a queries also. You can ask your doubts. Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
to answer your question, Shrija, yes, we can create an Excel file as well using your Python. Instead of text file, you can even use your Excel file as well. We have provisions.
Yes, Karthik, about placement, yes, we are completely assisting the placement because there are huge opportunities for Python developers as well as Python full stack developers. Okay, so completely from day one, we will take care of that. Our course counselor will take care of from day one, what is your profile, building your profile, soft skilling, everything we will take care from the day one you enroll with us. Everything, web scraping, full stack. It is a Python full stack course. In that, one topic is web scraping. Okay, so this course comes along with the web scraping. There is a question, Sriram. Web scraping in VS Code also can we do?
Yes, you can very well do. So VS Code can also be used for performing your web scraping. You can very well do it.
See, the course fee is 15. Shall I share the screen?
Give me a
Sriram?
moment. I will stop my screen share. You can please take the control. Yeah.
Can you view my screen, all of you?
No, it's not still visible.
Yes.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Yes. Yes, participants, you can go ahead. Yes, Rahul, if you are very much interested, we will share the session videos also to your mail ID. Yes, Saurabh, see, the Python is one language where you no need any coding knowledge. Okay, so anybody can Python. That is the beauty of Python language. Okay, so absolutely you can learn that. We will take care because everything we will start from the scratch. That is from basic only we will start. So you no need to worry about whether I am a coding background or not. Yes, we will share shortly. Our course counselor, everybody will communicate you shortly for more details. Actually, the course fees is 15,000. As Digibyte attendees, we are coming up with more offers. For that, please note down the number which it has been mentioned here. Please contact us so that you will get more offers regarding the offers and other details also. There is a question, Sriram, how to data face in scrapping? Sriram, are you there, Mr. Sriram? See, we have 3 different languages, Hindi, Tamil and English. The common medium is English. So if you are very much particular about the language, both Hindi and Tamil we are doing.
Hey, sorry, I was speaking on mute just now. I realized after you started your next question. Fine. So the question is how to data face. So actually the question itself is not clear. I believe how to extract data from Facebook. Is that your question? Nine Zanwar. If that is your question, yes. So I believe you have missed the word Facebook. Only face is there. So since that term is very widely used, I understood it is Facebook. Fine. So as I was mentioning, you can perform any web scraping provided you have your API key, right? So the statement that I gave is generic, provided you have your API key, you can do it. So you have something called as developer Facebook. Okay. So you can go to that site developer.facebook.com where you can get an API key for developers. So using that API key, you can connect to your Facebook. Okay, hope that answers your question.
Who is this? See, we have placed both in tier 1 and tier 2 companies. We can share that to your mail IDs. So we have some, what is the testimonials who have enrolled in companies also as a Python developers. Those details we can share it to your mail ID. Kindly share your mail IDs. We are doing in tier 1 and tier 2, but there are more offers in tier 2.
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Hi, madam. Actually, I have a testimonial video I like to share here.
Okay. Please, sir, go ahead, sir. I'll stop the sharing.
Okay.
Arun sir, there is no sound. You will have to.
You cannot hear?
We are not able to hear Arun. You will have to click the sound from system before sharing the screen.
Okay.
Karthik, you can view the video. So the answer is here. That is one of our testimonial. We have got it from one of the placement who got placed through Skill Technica. So it is for you actually. So it is for everyone. You can take up this actually.
Yeah, we will share this video to everyone in WhatsApp. Yeah. Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So all of you will get all the details. See, we have proof of where we are doing the placements. So no need to worry about placements. Depending on the requirement, depending on your profile, we will guide you. So profile also matters. If you are a job seeker, it's different. If you are a fresher, it's different. So depending on that, we will tune you and we will guide you to get placed into the any job. Okay. Any other queries, participants? Our trainer is here. So you have any technical or placement related questions, please. Already 11:05. So few more minutes I can extend. Quickly you can clarify your doubts.
Okay. So, Saurabh, the package, I think it starts anywhere between, 2.5 4 lakhs, and it goes up to 5 to 6 lakhs, depending upon the performance and depending upon the companies, where basically you are interviewed to. But generally around 3 lakhs is the package what normally at an entry level a fresher gets if he is able to perform at a good level. And we have both live classes as well as the recorded, live classes and recorded sessions are given after the live classes. So, and we also have classroom sessions also at our office, at our institute in Chennai. The location of the job is probably throughout India. You have in Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. Right now, there are about 56,722 jobs available for freshers, and almost 1.6 lakhs jobs from 0 to 1 to 5 years. So totally, we are almost having about 2 lakhs, that means 200,000 Python developer jobs, which are available in India. And this information is actually extracted from Naukri. So there's a huge opportunity right now, which is there for Python. And that is why we are specializing in Python in all the applications of Python. So Skill Technica is a specialist, and we focus mostly on to the Python language. And we have got some of the best of the trainers in the country, I would say. And we can cover in 3 languages. We can cover in both online, offline. We can cover in weekend, weekdays, and we cover in all applications. So we can help you, I think, one-to-one more in detail. If something. Is there any other very specific question which I can take it up to? And do not worry about the placements, because if you are fundamentally strong with your applications and coding language, there are so many people, on a daily basis, we are getting so much of requirements and requests, and we have tie-ups in the industry in order to provide with continuous support. And not that, we also train with the soft skill training, behavioral, the logical thinking and aptitude. So these sessions are also a part of the Python full stack course with us, which comes completely complimentary without any additional charges. Good. Any other questions? Is there any other way we can help you with? Three months, Vipra. Whether weekdays or weekends, we take it at three months. So 90 days. We cover from the full stack and then, the front end and back end, the complete advanced Python and advanced. So soft skill classes are start from the course complete before. No, soft skill will go in parallel. Okay. So basically we will be having in parallel, so that from the day 1 onwards, the placement support starts. It's not that, the placement starts after you finish the course. There is a methodology by which we will be, having these soft skill trainings parallelly. Is there any fees? No, Pichaya, there is no fees for placements. In fact, the course fee covers the placement as well. So placement is actually a byproduct of that. Internships available, Karthik, we can discuss this one-to-one. We can support you, but it all depends upon your profile and your exact need. So based on case-to-case basis, we can also provide internships either with us or through our partners. No issues at all on that.
Karthik, we cover SQL. Without that, we cannot do backend, right? So we are covering SQL.
So it has got both structured SQL, non-SQL, both MongoDB as well.
Sir, one more question from Saurabh.
How possible to learn that things in just 3 months? Yes. Should I answer, or is it the trainer who is available? Sriram, do you like to answer? I can very well answer, but then the best is if you are able to answer this question, Sriram.
Yes, right. So I will take up this question. Should not be a problem.
Is he there? Sriram is there?
Yes, yes. I'm actually.
He's answering, sir.
I think you are able to hear me, right?
Yes, yes, Sriram, we can hear.
Yeah. So I can take up this question to answer Saurav. So how is it possible to learn all the things in just 3 months? So it is not just 3 months, Saurav. It is actually a time frame of 90 odd days, and considering daily you will be having the sessions for 1 hour, you will be learning it for 90 hours. And this 90 hours, you will not only be learning, you will be taking up your hands-on practice assignments as well. Okay. So if it is of 90 hours, it is not just going to be 90 hours of sessions, including that you will have your hands-on that will be given at home, which will be counted in addition. And here you can take up any new skills. And if you focus towards it for 21 days, you will be able to do it. I'm not saying this, psychology says that you do a thing for 21 straight days, then you will be good at it. So it is not only for any topic that are non-programming, it is related to programming as well, provided if you are very interested and keen about it, nothing is going to be difficult. And since it is going to be near about 1 quarter, you're going to spend 25% of your days of an year for programming. So 25% of the days is not a small quantity. So I hope this answers your question. And here, with regards to Python, as I was saying, compared to other programming languages, it will be very easier. So you can see Java, where people are learning it in a matter of 2 months. Here for Python, we are giving you a quality training for 3 months. Okay, so hope that suffices. Fine. And
Yes.
Saurav, to answer further, because some students are doing 4 years degree but still jobless. So here, don't think talent matters here? So even if I study for 5 years and if I don't develop myself, so do you expect, like suppose, let's say you are an employer, if I don't have the right skill set, even if I have my MBA or PhD, will you be in a position to recruit me? So does that question is related to the skill set of an individual, right? So here we are to learn. So obviously we are here to train you and develop your skill set. So 4 years degree you're going to do in multiple domains, right? You will learn many things, but here we are only concentrating on Python. Okay, so hope that answers. And other questions I will leave it for Sumi ma'am or Bala sir to answer.
Yes. There's a question on HTML, CSS, JavaScripts. Yes, this will be covered. And there will be a brush-up sessions which will be happening, because we expect most of the people have at least some basic fundamentals in terms of programming, where HTML, CSS, and all these things would have been taught. But we will take that, we will parse that, and then we'll be predominantly focusing on the Python frameworks like Django, Flask, REST APIs, and also the advanced concepts on that. So of course, why we are giving the front end and back end both is then the opportunity to get employed multiplies when you are done that. And then we can also support you on one-to-one sessions separately, just in case if you need something on specific topics. Darshini, yes, Pune is one of the happening places as far as the placements are concerned. Yes, we can help you in Pune, no problem. Practical sessions for online course. Yes, it does happen. Every 2 sessions, every 2 to 3 sessions, we will be having a practical session started. C++ is not included, Saurabh. C++ is not included. We can, Karthik, I think we can have a one-to-one. I think you have a lot of questions regarding how it is being taken. So definitely we will cover you one-to-one. We can have after this, the course instructor will get in touch with you, and things will be explained. No problem. When does the course starts? I think it starts on 4th of September. Vijaya.
Yes, sir. September 4th. See, every month we are starting the batch, but this September month we are starting on September 4th.
Vijaya, we specialize in Python. Python is our core, and we are Python experts. So we focus and we believe Python is going to be the future for next at least 10, 15 years. So in all formats, we are covering Python. So 4th September is the course, but then we have courses, batches coming. You can also walk into our office, which is in Chennai, which is in Nungambakkam, and we can, help you with all information. Or we are as comfortable as doing it in online or a classroom or in whichever languages what you expect. I think that's been quite interactive, guys. Thanks for Saurabh. I'm a working professional. I'm also attending the classes on Saturday. If I have some queries regarding the class, how can I ask? Sumi, you are the one point of contact. You can take this question, Sumi.
Yes, Saurabh. See, Saturday, Sunday, see, we have the email IDs. Everything is communication. Always, I am available. I will share my contact number. At any time, you can post the queries to me. It will be answered within 24 hours. Maybe in an hour also I can answer. If it is a WhatsApp query, if it is mail, it will be answered in the same day.
Saurabh, it is a complete an organization which is backing up you. It is not just one person or the trainer. So you will be having a course administrator. You will be having a course program guide, which is Sumi, who is one point of contact along with the trainer. There will always be 3 to 4 people. Plus you will be having a placement support officer. There's going to be around 4 to 5 people working with each of the person. Karthik, we will get back to you on that. So I see that you have a lot of questions. We'll have one-to-one with you to understand you, what you are really expecting, and that will help you with whatever is really required. No problem. So we will have a one-to-one session, Karthik, no problem. Where are you from? Why don't you walk in? Are you from Chennai? Or which part of India you are from, Karthik? Oh, very nice. Okay, so we will touch. Where from in Andhra, Karthik? What are you doing right now? Are you looking for a job? Are you working somewhere? Are you a student? All right. So I think George or basically Saravanan, you can take a one-on-one session with Karthik separately. He seems to be very interested, and we will see what is to be done.
Sure, sir, definitely.
Sir, then our alumni is here. One more learner, Uday Kumar, sir. Yes, we have weekdays batch. I will contact you in person and I will give you the details. You can enroll, sir, immediately. Very happy to know. Okay. Sir, Rishikesh has a question in the Q&A box. In which companies you are going to give placements?
See, we already saw Gold Coast. We have Sprittle Software. We have Aspire Systems. There are so many other companies which is there, close to around 30, 35 organizations which keeps coming. And we are also repeatedly posting our job openings in our website. Skill Technica has also a job portal. Plus, very regularly, we also post our replacement and job openings, what we have in LinkedIn, on a regular basis. So we can give you details. And plus, we are having opportunities which is coming up with Tier 2, Tier 3 companies as well, almost on a daily basis. So it's very difficult, but then to name, 4 or 5, which I've already given Rishikesh. We're looking for a weekdays. Uday, already weekdays courses are running for us. It is evening between, I think, is it 6 to 7:30 or 6 to 8 to me?
6:30 to 8:30, sir.
Yeah, 6:30
to 8:30.
Yeah. So you can join the weekdays as well, Uday, no problem. 6:30 to 8:30, you have the weekday session. Plus, we will also help you with the recorded sessions, which is required. After job, I'm looking for a change into domain like IoT or data science, right? I don't know what domain.
He is already completed IoT with us, sir.
Okay.
Data science also he attended.
Okay. Then I think it's fine. I think he knows about us. We can always support him. After the course completion, all students get a job. Nearly everybody gets a job, Saurabh. we can put our best of the efforts, but it also depends upon how well you also get and prepared yourself. But we are very, very confident in Python because the opportunities are so much, and we know exactly precisely where to train, what to train, and what the industry is really looking forward. So nearly most of our students get placed, except one or two. But then it also depends upon, several of them, not able to complete the course or not able to cope up with the agenda and things like that. But our trainers, and we are very professionally arranged, so it's fine. So you should be getting a job for sure, and we are going to help that. And then we are not just going to stop, and we will continue until you get a job. There are several people who are, joining with us, and we are supporting them to get a job. So Uday, you already completed IoT and data science. I hope you are happy with that. All right. So please be in touch. We can help you with data science for sure. IoT is also like picking up right now. We can also give you support in that today. Yeah.
September 4th is a weekend batch starting Rishikesh. It is a morning time, that is 10 to 1. It will be 6 hours every weekend. That is Saturday 3 hours, Sunday 3 hours. Okay. The following week, we are starting the weekdays batch. That will be in the evening, either 6:30 to 8:30 or 7 to 9. Okay. So September 4th, the weekend batch starts. If you are comfortable in weekend, you can enroll for that batch.
So one thing is about Python is it has got about 3 lakh libraries. It has got 300,000 libraries, as Sriram has been saying. So it's not a very difficult language like what you have in Java. It's a bit lighter language with the syntax is much easier for you to carry on. Yes, there will be doubt clearing sessions one-on-one, Saurabh. We can get that arranged for you. We can definitely get that arranged for you. The purpose of us is to make you hands-on in Python so that we are able to get employment. We are able to get a good employment, not just any employment, but a good employment. So, yeah. So thank you, Uday. Thanks for the testimonial acknowledgement. So that is gives us a confidence that when people come to us again and again after, see, we have done so many courses. The good thing is we have repeat learners coming to us, upgrading themselves, which gives us a lot of confidence. Thank you, Uday. And then we commit to support you into the placements. Get in touch with us, Arun, or probably George and Saravanan is there. Here we will discuss, sit and discuss with you to see how we can place you into suitable job role. Yeah.
Thank you, Uday sir. I think it's been a long time. Shall we close the session, sir?
Is there any final questions before we wind up? So we can take a final question, and if something is otherwise, we can just close the session, and we will be in touch one-on-one with all of you. So how many of you found this session quite useful and you are able to learn something? Because this data scrapping is a very, very big topic and a subject, especially when you are able to collect a lot of data for various purposes. I hope the session was useful for you. Yes, Vignesh, you have written myself. I joined the session after 11:30 only. All right, okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, fine. Thanks, Karthik. Thanks, Saurav, Uday, Rishikesh, Sindhuja. You guys have been very interactive. Ichaya, Danashri, Nayan, Vignesh, all you have been very, very interactive to us. I'll coordinate with Sumi sister. Yeah, sure. I think that is fine. We can do that. All right. Okay,
yes, it was a very good session, very interactive. People are there, post the timing, what we committed also. Yes, very good to know, very good to know. Please keep in touch. Python is going to rule the world. Again, I want to say, learn Python. Surely it will build your career to the max. This is the one language is going to another, as Mr. Balasar told, it's going to rule the world for another 10 to 15 years. So it's going to be a eye-opening course for your career. Please join with us and learn as much as possible, get benefit of it. Okay, thank you all for joining the session and spending your valuable time with us. Yes, visit our website and keep in touch with the mentioned phone numbers. Yes, thank you all. Have a great day and have a great weekend. Thank you, Sriram sir, for answering the queries and giving a wonderful session. We will meet you soon, sir.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all. Bye, see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.